Hello there! The day has finally come where I can catch up on my Ewan McGregor marathon. So hopefully after today I will be back on track and I can watch one film a day for the rest of the marathon. So today, on top of seeing Breast Off, I will be watching Nightwatch. And I couldn't know less about this film. The only thing I know about it is that it stars Ewan McGregor and that it is about 1 hour and 45 minutes long. That is it. So I will be letting you know what I learned about the film and what I thought of it after I have seen it. Alright, so I have seen Nightwatch, and it is a film about a guy called Martin. He's studying, and to earn some money he has a night job as a night watcher, or a security guard I guess, in a morgue. And he has a friend called James who is the most annoying person ever, and you just want to strangle him throughout the film, and he puts him up to these unresponsible things. He basically dares him to do terrible things, and personally I felt bad for Martin because I didn't want him to do bad things. And eventually Martin gets involved in a serial killer's business and he is framed. That's what the film is about, and it sounds really interesting, and it is quite interesting. It definitely wasn't boring. However, the plot isn't as neat as I would have liked. It's not that it is nonsensical, but sometimes it's quite ridiculous. Also, the character of James is just the worst. I hated him, I really did. But the performance by Cray was good, and the other performances were okay as well, but Cray really stood out to me. And the idea of working as a night guard in a morgue was really gruesome and interesting to me. And just the fact that Martin is involved in this serial killer's crimes is... The idea was cool, but the execution was could be better. Now, Ewan McGregor. He plays an American, that's the first, student who has a night job as a night guard, as I have already told you. And he was good, he was good. I'm not very used to hearing him speak with an American accent, and it was quite distracting, at least at first, and then the distractiveness kind of went away. But he was good, and actually he was quite a well-written character. Sometimes in traumatizing situations I think movie characters act unreasonably reasonable, but this character, just like in Shallow Grave, actually started screaming and flipping out, and that was great, very realistic. There was some staleness, but it wasn't as bad as in Breast Off. In conclusion, I could say I quite enjoyed this film. Would I watch it again? Not necessarily, but if someone recommends a good horror-y crime thriller, then this would be on top of my list. Mainly because that's a very niche genre and I don't know many movies that fall into it. All in all, I would give Nightwatch a 7 out of 10 for a very interesting premise, a good performance and accent by Ewan McGregor, and of course by the rest of the cast. They were all great, but a plot that sometimes doesn't really make sense and just isn't as tightly knit as I would have liked. Tomorrow I will watch The Serpent's Kiss, so do join me for that, and I will see you tomorrow.